Welcome back to She Study of Esther. Today we're on chapter 5, and we left off with Esther and her female servants and Mordecai and all the Jews in the province of Susa going on a prayer and fast. And here in chapter 5, let's find out what happens. It says on the third day, this is the third day of the prayer and fasting, Esther dressed up in her royal clothing and stood in the inner courtyard of the palace facing it. So the third day she said, you know what, Lord, I've prayed, I've fasted, I'm going to get dressed in my royal clothing. I am the Queen of Persia, and I'm going to go see my king. The king was sitting on his royal throne in the royal courtroom facing its entrance. Verse 2, as soon as the king saw Esther standing in the courtyard, she won his approval. Of course she won his approval. She was clothed in favor. The king extended his gold scepter in his hand toward Esther, and she approached and touched the tip of his scepter. What is it, Queen Esther? The king asked. Whatever you want, even to half of the kingdom will be given to you. If it pleases the king, Esther replied, may the king and Haman come today to the banquet I have prepared for them. So here she's got a plan. We see a plan coming to the table. She wants to have a banquet for Haman, who is the one who set out the royal decrees to kill all the Jews, and she wants to have, obviously, her king at the banquet. Verse 5, the king commanded, hurry, and get Haman so we can do as Esther has requested. The fact that he says hurry means that he just loves Queen Esther. And again, she has him wrapped around his pinky finger. So the king and Haman went to the banquet Esther had prepared. Verse 6, while drinking the wine, the king asked Esther, whatever you ask will be given to you. Whatever you want, even to half of the kingdom, will be done. And you know what? Esther is wise. This tells me that Esther is a wise woman, because what man doesn't want to sit at a table and eat and drink wine and be happy and have a good time and be with this woman that he loves? I mean, she knew how to get to his heart. She knew how to get to his woman. She knew how to get him in a good mood, in a happy place, so she could be able to ask him what she really wanted from him. Verse 7, Esther answered, this is my petition and my request. If the king approves of me, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and perform my request, may the king and Haman come to a banquet that I will have prepared for them tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do what the king has asked. So here again, she is buying time. She is buying time to let God do what only God can do. She's like, you know what? Maybe I'm not 100% sure of how I'm going to approach the king. So let me just say, I'm going to throw another banquet tomorrow. God, I really need you to really tell me what it is and how this is going to go down, Lord. I really need you to, make it all clear for me. Verse 9, that day, and here we see how prideful Haman is. That day Haman left full of joy and in good spirits. But when Haman saw Mordecai at the king's gate, and Mordecai didn't rise or tremble in fear at his presence, Haman was filled with rage towards Mordecai. Yet Haman controlled himself and went home. He sent for his friends and his wife Zeresh to join him. Then Haman described for them all what happened at the banquet. And here the next couple of verses, he starts boasting. I was in the king's presence, and I was in the queen's presence, and they held a banquet for me, and I was there, and she prepared me, and she invited me again tomorrow. And so he's going on and on and on and on of all these things that happened at the banquet. Verse 13, still, none of this satisfies me. How greedy is he? Since I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate all the time. Verse 14, his wife Zeresh and all his friends told him, have them build gallows 75 feet high. Ask the king in the morning to hang Mordecai on it. Then go to the banquet with the king and enjoy yourself. The advice pleased Haman, so he had the gallows constructed. So here we see how much power he's got. He's saying, you know what, I'm gonna kill him in the morning. Go build me some gallows, 75 feet tall. And gallows are what people get hanged on. So here we are in the middle of the night. People are building him something to hang somebody in. And, it really shows his true character, how ugly he is, that he still, the Bible says none of this satisfies He says it out of his mouth. None of this still satisfies me, since Mordecai will not bow down to me. I mean, he's cuckoo. He is cuckoo. So, verse 6, in chapter 6, we'll find out what happens